Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to Weaves of Waves. I'm just off to work in a bit, so I thought I'd do a quick video before I leave. Kettle is boiling in the background, so I need a cup of tea when I go work. So it's like a bit wet and miserable out there, so I'm going to be getting really muddy and dirty and yay! Ah dear, yeah, yesterday I didn't have any work, so I did an awful lot of work on my video, on my website, my weavesofwaves.com. Yeah, putting together all kinds of things. I've been playing with websites like decades. I learnt Dreamweaver once upon a time. It's the one that makes websites on Adobe. But on the last few years I haven't had the technology or something to do that. And it's like it's all inbuilt now. And it's like, okay, there's a lot of stuff involved. I'm not sure I understand drop shipping. But all the designs and all my artwork, I've been sort of seeing if I can format it and turn it into t-shirts and boxer shorts. I designed a pair of boxer shorts yesterday and it made me laugh. And a bathing costume with all the chakras on it. It was like, okay. So I'm busy having fun with this. But yeah, I could do with more work. Definitely need more work. So I've been applying for jobs, gardening jobs, grounds maintenance jobs. I'm not sure I'm up to grounds maintenance. That's a lot of, you're using a lot of strimmers, and I haven't got the weightlifting capacity to use strimmers in and out and day or not on it. But it's so much fun. There's just so much potential in this. And I've also been looking to put a little garden together of myself, little pots and stuff to grow stuff in that. That would be fun. But yeah, I also want to paint my van. You see, that's the next interesting thing. If anybody knows about these things, it's putting acrylics onto metal. I've got to buff it down. I've got to take the paint, sort of scuff the paint so that the new paint sticks. So scuff the paint on my van, which isn't hard, it's all scuffed anyway. So I've got to sand it down a bit, I guess, and then put a primer on it, and then put my colours over it. Now they say use acrylics. Do I just use my poster paints that I've got? Maybe. And then put a topper to seal it all in. It makes sense. From what I read, nobody really does it the same way. So I've been looking at YouTube videos, and maybe I draw some happy little trees. Ah dear. But yeah, I want my van looking gardening-y. So that's also on the card stuff. It's like, I might even film myself doing it because it looks a lot of fun. So yes, having a big mural on my side of the van. Or maybe on both sides. Maybe I put dandelions and dragons all over it. That would be cool too. But I can't, one day I'll want to sell it. So I'll put together something decent. So I've got to research this thoroughly and do it professionally as I can. So yeah, today's theme was being grateful. It's an old hippie thing. Now, you see, I grew up with all the affirmations. I, Kate, love and approve of myself, and you reproduce it. Yes, I am perfect. I'm perfect, and I love and approve of myself. And to be really honest, I think it did absolutely sweet fuck all. I'm not a great fan of affirmations because my mind is sneaky. And yeah, no matter what you tell yourself, your mind is overruling it in the background. And so, yes, so the whole ideas of affirmations, and with that came the attitude of gratitude, was something that was done. It was all out of The Secret. I don't know if any of you know or remember The Secret. The Secret was quite an impact when it came out at first. And everybody was trying to sort of get themselves a car or a Porsche or stuff. My life fell apart big time after The Secret. In other words, I had the total negative effect. But it was a good thing because a lot of times I got stronger out of it. So I don't actually object to the times when my life has fallen apart or when I've fallen into shadow. When I go down that spiral of depression, suicide, stuff like that, I know the road and I know how to come out of it. It takes time, and I have to appreciate myself, and I have to go outside in nature. I have to create stuff, even though it's hard because you've got to push your way through all of that shit. Basically, it's like thinking your mind is set against you. And yes, that's why I keep up my meditation. But I think that anybody who's come out the other side, I always say that I was in light and love and hippie stuff, and I was reading tarot and crystal balls and keeping vibrations higher and channeling angels, and that's all good stuff. You need to go through it, and then when you hit the other side, you're a fallen angel. Yeah, then you get sort of all the parables out there of fallen angels, and you go into darkness, and the darkness to me was amazing, absolutely amazing. Everything I was frightened of was happening. It just happened all around me. That which you think the worst, you're going to have to face that. And that was tough. And your dark side comes out. And yeah, you see people and you see their shadows and you don't like them very much. But the shadow side for me was amazing because it was power. For the first time in my life, I had power over me. My mind was fleeing into the corners going, shit, 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 shit. And the rest of me was going, fuck it, bring it on. Bring it on. Bring every fucking shadow I have to the surface and let me deal with it. And surprisingly enough, that's what happened. There isn't anything that I can think of in this material world that I haven't faced, or, yeah, I mean, I'm not challenging it or anything, but there isn't anything I can't face. I'm always one that, or any kind of nightmare, I will face up to it. Shadows at the door, I'll go and open the door. Fuck it. Bring it on. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough, was my catchphrase for a long time. And yeah, I went down into the shadows and then I came up. And now I kind of bridge both worlds. I'm on the fence. It's a good place for a Gemini to be, because it's like light and darkness, duality. All my astrology, all my things is always duality, and I hate duality. It's annoying. However, order and chaos. I was in order, but I was slightly chaotic. And now I'm in chaos, but I'm slightly ordered. So in other words, wherever you get one thing, you'll always get the second. This is why light workers will never work. Or it's light workers will work on the surface, but underneath there's a hell of a lot of shit going on. This is why sort of a lot of the love, light and hippie stuff, you end up with cult followings that commit suicide, and there's incest going on and child abuse and sexual energy gone crazy. In other words, you scratch the surface of any light working group. And I did. I went through quite a few groups, and yeah, I'm probably a little bit too, I will show you directly your shadow. And there's an awful lot of leaders of cult groups, hippie shit groups, that are well deep in their shadows. And you look at it and you go, yeah, right, bollocks. So yeah, with the duality stuff and that was my personal sort of challenge. And now I've come back into the light, and I don't need it as much. I still use the shadow to ground myself. It's kind of like, I like the analogy of the tree that goes down into the depths of the earth in the shadow, and then it rises up to the branches of the light. I'm not a great one for the illusions of the light. I much prefer the power and the depths of the shadows, but that's preference. I still care, and my philosophy is kindness. My religion is kindness. Be kind. Just be kind. And kind is not necessarily truthful all the time, but it's kind. But it's also, you have to find the strength to be truthful and kind at the same time. But if it's not kind, so many people are struggling. Why kick them? I've never understood why people kick people when they're down. And it seems a common thread. And every time I get down, everybody around me seems to want to kick me. And it's quite like, okay, yeah, thanks for that. I'm sure I needed it. But it seems to be an energy thing of a victim mentality. There's an expression, when the victim got off the train, the mugger 6 blocks away smiled. And that tells you everything you need to know about victim mentality. Even if you've hurt, even if you've suffered, don't get me wrong, I would never ever make light of that. I'm saying that you can't stay still in that place. Please lick your wounds, please grieve. Grieve for the bit of innocence that was lost. Grieve for the part of you that was wounded and hurt. 100%. But don't stay still in that place. You have to keep moving. Change something, grow something. it's also a discipline thing, because discipline is willpower thing. What I will do is usually fast. I will stop eating for a couple of days when I hit the victim mentality, because that's forcing my body out of it. And if my body goes, the energy flows. But it is still the old hippie stuff. There was truths in it. There is still truths in it. So the attitude of gratitude, I am grateful for my life. I'm not miserable about my life. Even when shit hits the fan, even when I'm financially strapped, I still think, wow, this is a part of an illusion I haven't done before. Woo, this is fun. I'm grateful for my partner. I am in love. I love him deeply. And I am grateful for every moment we spend together, because I'm aware of the fleetingness of time. Time changes. People move on. And right now I'm in love, and I have someone amazing in my life. And that's, for me, awesome. And I am grateful for that. I am grateful for the health that's coming back into my life. I'm basically, I know this is sad, I'm carnivore. Okay, maybe we have sweet potato every now and again, but my diet is like 100% better. I'm no longer addicted to sugar. Don't get me wrong, I'll have my moments where we have cheat meals and I will go for the sugar, hands down. Chocolate, way chocolate rules. But I don't let it rule me. Weeks go past and I can look at chocolate and not want it. So I am grateful for the will I have in my life to change it. I don't take that for granted. I have been things in the past that I have not enjoyed. And it's much better now, because I have changed my life, because I refuse to stop moving. So things will change, and I have to flow with the change. But it's a change inside is more comfortable than the change outside. Even the change inside isn't that comfortable. But watching the world change like this is scary for me. And it's scary for many others. I feel your fear. I can feel it in pretty much everywhere I look. And you look at someone wearing a mask in the supermarket and they're terrified. And I want to reach out and say, hey, you know what? Please don't let this fear consume you. Be grateful for what you've got. Be grateful for your health today. Tomorrow is never guaranteed. And all these old hippie sayings, and I'm like, okay, so I've come full circle with the attitude of gratitude, and I am grateful for my life. And yes, learning to deal with the duality, because you don't have the top bits, the highs without the lows. And people say, oh, like, I always think the Buddhists is somebody I admire most. I understand there is flaws. You've seen one of my other videos. But the Buddhists want to keep things level. And that's quite awesome. That's quite tough. But it isn't my path. I enjoy the highs. I don't so much enjoy the lows, but it gives the highs the perspective it needs. So yeah, I get extreme. And my emotional's not that balanced out. And also my body still is in flux, so it's like, okay, it's still, the journey of the highs and lows is worth it. And the times that I've been in shadow and I've come out of the depression and suicidal thoughts and all the nasty stuff, the anxiety that goes with it, and I've come out stronger and powerful. I've come out with more power to change and influence my life than ever before. And that is kind of worth the journey. And the other last bit I will leave you is that we will probably wake up one day and we've left the body. And it's like, oh, that was a quick 5 seconds. I had my whole life in 5 seconds flat. Okay. And now I'm back in my own body, my own form, whatever that may be. And yeah, that was an interesting experiment. I might try that one again sometime. It was a quick 5 minutes, but okay. So time may be playing a big joke on us. The more you look into time, you're thinking, this could be all happening in a blink of an eye. This whole drama. And what an amazing blink of the eye. I love my life. The highs and the lows and the stresses and stuff. And it's been an amazing blink of the eye. I love you lots. Okay, now I want you to take care of yourselves and each other. Bye now.